Hey everybody, welcome to Stupid O'Clock. I'm Joe Dog. Go ahead and bring the rest of the panel up with Dan, John, and of course, Bill hiding in the background.
Hey, at least he's not hiding behind Batman tonight.
Yes, he is.
Got a new one.
Asking ye shall receive.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't ask for something a little more embarrassing.
I'm just actually looking up the current box office.
Yeah.
And I know it's over 700 million right now, but
Oh, for the new Batman?
yeah. 710.5 million. That actually that's of April 3rd. So it's quite a bit more than that.
All right, we got some howdies to throw out. Carl Wisman was in here a little early, and of course, Donna Carlene saying hi, John, and then our sweetest favorite person, Sarah Heiser. How are you doing tonight?
Hey.
Oh. Y'all just bear with me tonight. I'm still fighting this cough, and maybe I'll survive it.
Maybe you need this more than I do, Joe Dog.
Not right now.
No. Eventually, he hopes to get some sleep, I imagine.
Yeah.
Sort of like I do. Thank goodness it's Thursday. And
Have they still got you on the
Hey,
all you want?
The
Bill?
emergency overtime? Yeah, but I only got one day of that this week, and it'll be a week
Batman,
or two before it kicks
as
in.
of last night, including the worldwide grosses, 764,551,095
Far out.
Tell me about it.
95 cents. Somebody bought a peanut.
Yes.
And the launch pad was right on top of with you, John. Hey, Zach.
Get him in
How
here.
you doing,
Yeah.
Zach?
Zach,
Want me to
you
send
need to
I'll,
get in
I'll
here.
send him one. Wait, can you get on the show tonight, Zach? Yes or no?
Yeah, if you can get on the show. Well, he may not be. He can't stay long because
They're going to be splashdown in here.
I think at midnight.
Is that midnight? Oh, he's got plenty of time.
Oh, yeah.
In my official critique of, I guess I got it backwards, of the Black Rifle Espresso iced coffee is not bad, but it's a little bitter. It's not super strong. I came prepared though, just in case it was.
You got a Yoo-hoo to wash it down.
Got a Yoo-hoo chaser. No, but this is where this is kind of a Yoo-hoo. This is a hey you.
Yeah.
But so anyway, but no, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's veteran owned, and they do say something about
Black Rifle
that.
Coffee is on your feet.
Well, folks, I do have one little announcement. Saturday the 21st, I will not be able to do Last Man Standing. And I may have to leave Stupid O'Clock early. Lindsay will be coming back from New Mexico that Saturday night.
Oh.
So I have to go and pick her up. So I will be remaining beerless all day Saturday until 1 a.m. when I have to be there to pick her up.
And then you're gonna make her drive home, and you make up for lost time in the passenger seat.
She does not drive in city traffic even at 1 a.m. I will drive us home. I will probably have a nice cup of coffee, several nice cups of coffee during the evening to make sure that I can get her home safely. And
well, if we can make a suggestion. Try a cup of Black Rifle coffee. No, that figures the green screen's on it. Okay.
Probably I will go to the extent of grinding up some Waking Dragon and putting it in the French press and then putting it in a
I
sippy
almost
cup.
bought one of those. I've thought about buying a French press and one of the little Italian espresso
Yeah.
coffee makers, just to try them out. You know.
Well, the French press is not bad once you learn not to just squish it down
Yeah,
real
it's got to
quick.
be a nice, slow,
Very slow. Otherwise, you get grounds in your coffee, and you start sounding like a Carly Simon song. But
Hey, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
We've got a pound of the Waking Dragon from Ted Davies' favorite coffee roasters up in Michigan, and it is really, really tasty coffee. And seeing as how long I have been drinking coffee, that is high praise from me. Black Rifle I have yet to try, but I imagine it's probably really, really, really good.
Yeah, this says 100% Colombian coffee. Good source of protein. Right here, I'll just read this. Military veterans at Black Rifle Coffee Company have developed this kick-ass espresso mocha that is a blend of espresso, milk, cocoa, protein, and caffeine to help dominate your day. And
do not drink after 7 p.m.
Yeah. Oops.
Unfortunately, that was not on the label that Bill read. So.
But this is 170 calories. I will warn you of that. And
that's all that damn milk.
It does contain 7 grams of protein. And the caffeine, I know I mentioned it earlier. Excuse me, and I forgot. Oh, I think it's on the front. 200 milligrams of caffeine.
Okay, about like half of one of my cups of coffee.
Well,
yeah. Sarah says, "Do you have to be over 21 to use?"
Yeah.
Probably not, but it would be a good recommendation.
Somebody put on the internet that 42 cups of coffee is enough caffeine to kill you, and somebody typed in, so 41's the limit.
Well, now they're saying that 5 to 7 cups of coffee a day is actually good for your heart again. I heard that on WBBM a couple weeks ago.
It's
yeah, it's a substitute.
Well, it's like everything.
Eaters, vegetarians, people that
it's
actually
a substitute for aerobic exercise. Your heart's beating so fast, your body starts losing a pound a minute.
Well, all I'm going to say is coffee at Aretha's, more than 5, you're done for the day.
Mm-hmm.
I have gradually cut myself back to about 3 cups of coffee a day at work instead of 1 every hour.
There's a coffee drink right there somebody needs to make.
What?
Aretha Frankenstein
drink.
They do, along with their pancake mix.
Ooh.
Who's that?
Aretha Frankenstein.
I have no idea who that is.
It's a very well spoken of restaurant in Chattanooga.
Mm.
The wait time is 2 hours if you get
or
there.
2 weeks, depends on. Yeah.
If you get there like 7 o'clock in the morning, you're going to wait for a table because people got there a long time before you. They've been waiting since last Thursday.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons that it's real popular amongst the medical staff is, shift changes is at 7 and 7 for hospital staffs, right?
Yeah.
They open at 7. They open their draft at 7. Guinness on draft at 7 a.m.
Count me in. I could use a place like that down here. Wait a minute. No, I'd still have to drive home.
Yeah. And I don't want to steal Donna's news, but they're registered at HallowCon and got a room. Also,
hey, Yes, well, Lindsay is already worried about LibertyCon, and she's even more worried about packing for the trip. She's going to have to go by herself. I can't go to New Mexico with her this time.
For 2 weeks?
No, just for a week, from the 14th to the 21st.
Oh, okay.
Yep. We got her a shuttle from Athens, a shuttle bus from Athens to the Atlanta airport. Going to get her there in plenty of time for her flight out to Albuquerque. And then another shuttle bus to pick her up at Hartsfield a couple of hours after her plane is due to land, so it can even be late and she won't miss her shuttle. But it will not arrive in Athens until, as I said, 1 a.m.
Is it groom shuttle service?
That's the one. Yes, indeed. They are not cheap, but they are dependable, and they are polite and.
I remember when it was $30 from Chattanooga to Atlanta, and all the luggage they can haul.
Yeah, well, it's $47 one way from Athens to Hartsfield without tips, and we did a tip for both trips. So,
Okay.
hey, if it keeps me from having to take off time from work and drive to Hartsfield from here, I mean, you're talking about 100 miles, 200-mile round trip. So,
well, I know somebody that beat the. There's Stephanie.
Hey,
there she is. I know somebody that used groom.
Give me $5.
Used groom to go to DragonCon.
Yeah.
From where?
Chattanooga.
Okay.
They took the shuttle from out in East Ridge down to Hartsfield and let the airport shuttle pick them up from their hotel, take them to the hotel.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then when it came time to leave, they hopped the airport shuttle from the hotel back to the airport, picked up their grooms, shoved all the stuff in the van, and went home.
What was that military fort in Atlanta? Fort
McClendon? No.
Was it McClendon? No.
I want to say McPherson, but I know that's wrong.
Is it McPherson? No.
That can't be right.
Anyway, there was this big military fort in Atlanta, and they closed it not too long ago. But they had an MWR facility. You get a room for the night there based on your rank. For my sergeant rank at the time, it would have been $25 a night, plus you park your vehicle there, and they have a subway stop.
Wow.
That was my DragonCon convention plan.
Hey, too bad there's 40,000 people going every year.
Well, no, they closed the fort.
It's now Tyler Perry Studios. How are you doing, Stephanie?
Oh, I'm here.
Who's that?
I'm here.
I don't know. John. Well,
identify yourself.
Happy Cartoonist Day. That could be Ted.
Yeah, very possibly.
Or one of my cartoonist friends too.
Or Glenn. Or now it's a little early for
or Roger Rabbit.
That was a rather apropos.
Hi, Sarah.
So what's this about the Rocket Mama Mayhem show coming soon to a StreamYard near you?
What about it?
I'm just curious.
Stephanie, what about it?
Yeah, really.
What you gonna do about it?
Oh, it's Mike Wilkie.
Oh,
hey, hi, Mike. It was one of my cartoonist friends. See,
we've also got Ryan Permison on
and
here.
There's too. Ryan.
Yeah, if you're
you almost said possum, didn't you?
Thing, you got to give StreamYard permission to use your Facebook.
Yeah,
to get your name and picture. stuff like that.
And that's
And
all they
it's-
do.
There
It's
it is.
not an
Right.
invasion.
It's right there
of
underneath
privacy.
Bill's nose. There it goes. Over there. See StreamYard.com/Facebook.
And Ron said, hello, happy Star Wars month. Well, it's also the month of Trek, too, on Paramount Plus.
He had a Trek show just the other night, I do believe.
And
Star Wars Day once a year is enough
No,
for me.
excuse me. It was an Avengers show. I sit corrected. I remember just in time.
Yeah. Well, I watched the last Picard episode last night. Had a geeky fanboy moment because of a character.
Yes, I read that character's post earlier today.
And then, not 3 minutes later, I had the weepy, teary-eyed, oh, that's the perfect close to this chapter.
So that's the absolute end of the series. There's not
No,
gonna be
next
season
next
4?
year's the end of the series.
Oh, okay.
It's it had always intended to be 3 seasons.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. And today
it's in the can.
Today is Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
National Hoagie Day. National Hoagie Day. So if you like hoagies, go get you a grinder or a hero or whatever. Today is also Europe Day. International Midwives Day.
Mm-hmm.
That could come in handy.
Liberation Day in the Netherlands. National Astronaut Day. And let's see, National Cartoonist Day, as was mentioned earlier. Today is also the National Day of Prayer, and opposite of that is the National Day of Reason. Today is also World Password Day. And then, well, there you go. Everybody has to write down Everybody has to write down their passwords and send them to me.
John, I'm going to tag you on something.
That would be too big a file to email.
Because I need you to read it.
Okay.
My password is Alan London. Last year's it was Betty White, but I figured people would, figure that one out a little quicker.
All right. Yeah, that's also something you need to read. I can't. I would read it, but I don't have the.
Give me just a moment.
With my
to
chest issue.
Here we go. All right. From the desk of Joe McKeel. Most people don't know that back in 1912, Hellmann's mayonnaise was manufactured in England. In fact, the Titanic was carrying 12,000 jars of the condiment scheduled for delivery in Veracruz, Mexico, which was to be the next port of call for the great ship after its stop in New York. This would have been the largest single shipment of mayonnaise ever delivered to Mexico. But as we know, the great ship did not make it to New York. The ship hit an iceberg and sank, and the cargo was forever lost. The people of Mexico, who were crazy about mayonnaise and were eagerly awaiting its delivery, were disconsolate at the loss. Their anguish was so great that they declared a national day of mourning, which they still observe to this day. The National Day of Mourning occurs each year on May 5th and is known, of course, as Cinco de Mayo. Are you happy now, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, he threw you under the bus. He's happy. He didn't have to read it.
Have you ever seen how long it takes Joe to tell a joke? Okay, come on. We've still been here.
Really, I've been hitting the closing credits for Last Man Standing, and he still wouldn't have got to the punchline.
Yeah. And Carl says, "Not that one again."
Yeah. Yeah. My great grandmother complained about hearing it too.
That's about as bad as the Ides of March.
That got Zach. But
that got Zach.
Yep. Oh Lord.
You got zacked.
Yeah.
Joe got zacked.
I think he can't afford to laugh at his own jokes anymore.
No.
It's karma.
Mm. Oh,
John, the next one we want you to read is the joke from Monty Python that killed all the Germans during World War II.
Oh Lord, yes.
I'm trying to think of the name of the sketch, and I can't do it. Damn you, Black Rifle Coffee.
I can't remember the name of it either, but I've heard people refer to it as the deadly joke sketch. But
of course, you have to read it in German, otherwise you would die, and we would all die laughing.
Not necessarily. I've heard it before. It's not that funny.
Oh, and the new episode or the new series, Strange New Worlds, premiered, which it's Trek, but it's going to need to grow the beard.
Oh, okay. It's pre-Trek.
Yeah. If you've watched Discovery, it's after the top secret mission with Discovery, and Pike's ready to quit Starfleet.
That does have a lot of possibilities, though. It
and
really does.
And it's not going to have a running storyline with episodic. Each episode is standalone in the series.
Okay.
Well, it will hark back to the Pike not able to talk about the Discovery will be. But this episode was the Order Number 1 becoming the Prime Directive.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. It's something you've got to bring into continuity somewhere, somehow.
Yeah. So that's going to be good.
Y'all excuse me, the pollen down here has been so bad, my eyes just itch and water and tear.
We know.
Yeah, tell me about it. Lindsay's got the attic fan and the dehumidifier going. And if that ain't a struggle of wills, I don't know what is. Stephanie, did you ever locate a substitute program to do what you wanted to do?
I have not yet. No, I just I've got to figure out what's going to work with my laptop and what's going to do what I want done without driving me up the wall to do it. So
that's the driving you up the wall is the challenge. I had to go and try and figure out where the music composing program had hidden all the stuff that I had done on the old desktop computer before I swapped to using this workstation that is much faster for not only doing the streaming but doing the music composition as well.
yeah.
I could not find the stuff anywhere.
Oh dear.
So I finally had to let the program load and then skip the updates and then load the one song I was looking for, the actual the music program file of it, and then hit save as to find out where the directory was that they had saved it. Because I it's either that or search through like 50 external hard drives as well as the computer to try and find one file name.
Yeah.
So it finally worked. It took 3.5 hours, but it finally worked.
Ouch.
Yep. It took 2 hours for the program to load and another hour for the actual piece of music to load.
Ooh,
That's why I started using the workstation. It's much faster. I just click and it's there.
that wasn't the one that I was asking you about, was it?
No, but the one you were asking me about is in the same directory. So I copied everything.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Speaking
now,
of speaking of music, Dan, I've been dropping your name on some web pages because they need some music.
oh, well, tell them to
Zach
go.
at the Launchpad is actually one of them. I dropped your name the other night.
Ah,
He's looking for some music for his stuff. So, and then
well, as I told Stephanie, if you go to Dan Hollifield at bandcamp.com or danhollifield.bandcamp.com.
do we have that as a banner?
No, we don't. It's just
Well, Dan, why don't you make it a banner?
because I'm busy having fun.
It's the button on the side. I'm sorry. It's that button over there, Dan. You just touch the button, type it in.
Let me look it up. Good grief.
I'm in the process of trying to figure out how to do some of my own graphics and videos since my in-house graphics artist isn't here anymore, which was what Dan and I were talking about just now is software. So I might come up with a banner for my stuff, Joe. Would that be acceptable?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna have to get you opted into the thing so you can add all your links.
Oh,
Okay.
bugger. Got to switch the keyboard.
Oh, but yeah.
Accidental or on purpose?
Oh, it's accidental. I mean, I've got 3 computers I can use the same keyboard on, and remembering to flip the switch.
Right.
Mm.
John, what you asked about earlier? You remember what you were asking me about earlier?
What was I asking you about earlier? Oh, your show. Yes.
Yeah, well, that's something that Joe and I have been tossing around a little bit, and I'm finding when I can actually make it to the shows, I'm enjoying them, and they give me something to do in the evenings after I've taken care of all of the various and sundry business, and since I'm not writing right now, also. Except that it's Thursday and Saturday, and then I've got the thing on Friday if I need to, and then that leaves Monday, Tuesday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
and so we thought, well, why don't I come up with a show of my own and host it?
You and Zach need to get together and do a show.
Yeah, Zach would.
Oh, the launch pad with the Rocket Mama?
Yeah.
Rocket Mama Mayhem and the launch pad.
That could be epic right there.
Well,
and
somebody going to be doing some sciencing.
And Stephanie's got good connections to a lot of science people too, that she could bring in as guests.
And Zach's buddy with Elon Musk. I mean, it's like.
I'm thinking that if I play my cards right, I can do science and science fiction.
Yeah.
Because I know all these authors also.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what I can come up with.
Well, if you decide to do it on Monday nights at 8 p.m. your time, please do it every other week so we can go and see Michaela's show on alternate weeks when you're not on.
Well, what I was going to do is find out when Michaela's show was and make it a different time so that I wasn't butting heads with her.
Yep. Well, she's doing every other week at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, every other week.
And how long is it? An hour, 2 hours?
It's usually strictly an hour.
Okay.
She is, unless we're having a really, really, really good discussion, She is ruthless about hitting the in broadcast button.
Well,
So-
that actually works out well because I usually call my folks to check in on them about 8 o'clock each evening. Except on Thursdays when I call them about 7:15 so I can be here. And then still had a minor household catastrophe that made me late. I was trying to refill my water bottle and I spilled the jug everywhere.
Oh.
I had to clean up and go change shirts and because I just got it all down my front.
Clean
yeah,
up on aisle 4.
Clean up
So
on aisle
clean-
4, yes.
Yep.
Hey,
But yeah, John, it's an idea that I had the other day, and I just talked about it with Joe this week, and so we're kind of. I'm still in the process of working out all the details here, but yes, that looks like what we're doing, and so that means if Michaela runs from 8 to 9 my time, then I can start at 9,
which is prime time for everybody.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I'll see if I can't. I'm still working on how often to do it. Because right now, I hate to not show up for a show, but right now things are a little iffy with me.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
And then wonder if there's enough content to do a show every week.
yeah,
Mm,
it depends on how she feels, mostly.
yeah.
If she's
Well,
up for a
I'm
show, there'll
talking-
be enough content.
I'm talking topic-wise, so as far as launches and
Well,
Oh.
but see,
splashdowns and all that.
that's another reason for bringing science fiction into it. Is because it's either I can do science, I can do oh my gracious, we had the asteroid come in over Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana the other day.
It didn't take out any of them.
Didn't take out any of them, but they have been finding some of the fallen pieces in the Strome field.
Oh,
So
and here's a suggestion: you could also do a thing about space weather and have it pre-recorded, so you could punch it in to go take a bathroom break.
that's an idea too. I can also I'm putting together some advertising stuff for my books to go on another podcast with a very, very famous author who is one of the co-hosts. And I might record those and throw those up because they're my books. I mean, what the heck?
Yeah, really.
So I'm trying.
I made up an advert for mine, although I rarely play it.
Sure.
Promoting yourself on your own show? What a concept.
Ooh.
So,
Yes.
but you said they're finding pieces.
Yes, they are finding pieces. It looks basically all right. There's certain shapes that that meteors develop
Breakfast?
as they come
No,
through.
Oh,
not
no,
like
that- Oh, okay. I'm sorry. This is a Cheez-It.
No, it's more like goldfish.
Okay.
But and so there's like little divots that get eroded out of it in the
Yeah.
atmospheric passage, so it has a characteristic look to it. So when you see one, you know it.
Yeah.
And so it looks kind of like a piece of charcoal that's had this done to it, with pieces of metal embedded in it. So it was apparently what's being speculated is that it was a carbonaceous chondrite with some embedded nickel iron. So it was real. Let me see if I can find.
Basically, it looks like a giant raisin that wandered through the wrong neighborhood of Chicago.
Oh, the analogies.
And you broke Steph.
I have that effect on women. I'm frequently causing
Yeah, but they made a
Charlie
spray
Carlene
for it now.
just with the humor. So,
Shh.
I'll be good. I promise.
Can
I'll be right back.
can we show video on of the
Yeah.
let me see if I can find
Is it a news report or is it?
here it's a news report of the fireball, and then I'm looking for a picture of the first piece that they found.
Hold on a minute. Let me get.
Okay.
There we go. Let's go ahead and get this rolling at the bottom.
Okay. And I'm still looking for.
Nope, can't. We cannot play the audio.
Okay. There's nothing to the audio anyway. Just
It's music.
okay.
All right. Let me get that. Stop! Dang it! Stop! Give me just a minute here.
Okay.
Oh,
And then I
thought you were
found the fall also. I don't know if that's gonna. It was a monumental painting.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be easier to pull up right now. Okay. Shar. All right. And this is what it's looking like.
Yeah. But
Don't
you
touch
see
it.
the
It's
little.
evil.
You see the
Looks like
dimples in it
charcoal.
from. Yeah, it looks like a piece of charcoal that's kind of got dimples in it, and the dimples are from the ablation of the atmosphere, and then the gray is actually nickel iron embedded in it. So
Which would make a metal detector scream.
probably yeah,
All right.
but that's one of the pieces because it broke up, and if you can get the video running,
Yeah.
I mean it was. And if you
More,
can't, I'll see if I can find a different one.
well, I'm trying. Okay, this is what I'll do. Not
That was a
sharing
neat
the audio.
face.
All right. Piece of. All right. It's jumping on me. All right, now I can do it. All right, John, go ahead and pull up the video and I'll get it started. Tell me when.
Man.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Whoa.
Yeah.
War of the
This
Worlds.
is the better one. Yeah, I've seen this one. This is the better one.
That was dramatic. Oh, wow.
This is all the same meteor. This is the one that we just saw
Yeah.
the fragment of.
I
So
didn't realize that
thank-
you didn't see the contrail until it was fading
Yeah.
after the
Mhm.
explosion or whatever you want to call that when it
the explosion.
burns up in the air. Yeah.
Now,
It didn't burn up.
Why was
Oh,
it
it just went
blue?
Why was it blue?
Yes, why was it blue?
Oxygen. Well, it's different gases in the atmosphere. When they are excited, they fluoresce at different colors. And it just so happened that the combo was blue. So
So when we first see it coming down, and like you say, it's blue, and then you see this bright flash, and then that's all we see of it. What exactly is it doing when you see that flash?
It basically
Exploding.
the thermal stress has caused it to explode.
Explode.
Okay.
The
It's like hitting a piece of concrete with a blowtorch.
yeah.
And then smashing it with a hammer.
No, if you
No,
hit
you don't have
concrete with a blowtorch, it'll just explode on you. So
Oh.
Let me see if I can find.
That's one of the first things they teach you in welding is not to put down the welding torches.
Now, maybe Stephanie can answer this or not, but people that are finding these pieces can make a nice little chunk of change off of it.
Well, they can either keep it or they can sell it to a museum or something or other like that. So they're saying that fireball was not only audible, but it was 10 times brighter than the moon. The asteroid was about a meter in diameter and weighed about 90 pounds.
It's just a little rock.
Yeah,
It was just a little pebble in the scheme of things.
about the size of
Yeah.
a coffee table. Yeah.
Pretty much. Now,
It's when the
one of the
ones
cool,
that, oh,
one of the
go
cool
ahead.
things about Alabama is that we are the site of the only known case of a meteor coming in and hitting a person.
Oh yes, the lady.
I think there've been another one since then. Just recently, as a matter of fact.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yes. But I'm not sure. I tried looking it up again. I can't find it. So maybe.
Well, the original one was back in the 50s or the 60s. I can't recall.
Now, in the 70s, Fort Granada took one on the right rear corner. And it was a fairly, what hit was about the size of a softball. And it made a dent. It moved the car sideways in the driveway.
That might have been the momentum.
It was in 1954.
54. Okay.
Yeah, the lady was named Ann Hodges. And as of June 29th, 2020, she was the only known person to have ever been hit by a meteor.
Well, I think John is right. I remember reading about somebody
I remember reading
else.
about it too, and now I couldn't find it. I tried finding it again and couldn't find it.
So. If I remember correctly, it was a gentleman, and he was also not seriously injured, but it was totally unexpected. Naturally.
And I think a tree saved him, if I remember correctly. Actually, the tree almost killed him, but it stopped the meteorite from killing him. So.
Well, you got your choice. One from column A or one from
Death
column
or
B.
cake? Yeah.
Tea and cake.
Cake. No, you said death, but I changed it. I meant cake.
But
we're all out of cake, so your choice is or death.
Now, where it gets funnier is that in a book that Travis Taylor and I wrote together called Extraction Point, we actually used that legend, that historical incident, and embellished on it.
And she turned into the 50-foot woman.
No. What we did was we had the meteorite be a dead guy.
I'm going to have to read Extraction Point again. I had forgotten that detail. It's a very good book. I know. I've read it twice already.
So, did he fall out of the space station, or did he fall out of an airplane?
Neither. Strictly speaking, he fell out of his office, but his office was at the university. I can't really tell you a whole lot more, or I would be really, really doing spoilers here.
Yep. You got to read the book, folks. Take my word for it. You got to read. It's a good book. It really is. Which you
And
can say about
I have
everything
been
that
trying.
he's written.
I have been trying ever since to get Travis to do to work with me on the sequel. And
Travis is busy here lately.
Travis stays busy.
He was
Yeah.
born busy.
Yeah, he's become a TV star now, so
Mm, he's busier than that, even.
if you want to call it that. But
Hey,
I love Travis, but no, let's find a new subject, please.
Hang on a minute. I'm wanting to get the link so you can throw it up there so people can go look for it.
Well, while you're doing your link,
I might as well. Okay, there we go.
I was watching an old episode of Pawn Stars the other day where somebody brought in what he said was a piece of the heat shield from the Apollo 13. They went to try to sell them. And supposedly they called in a person that could verify this and that. And he said it might have been, but there was some reason why well, for one, he just couldn't authenticate it, the piece that he had. And that's what I wonder, if these people are going to start picking up all this stuff that they find like that.
I got a bag of cowboy whole lump charcoal out in the garage.
That's what I'm saying.
I take the metal filings from my workbench, just roll around in that a little bit. So, hey,
I'm going to make some money off of NASA there with my charcoal there. But
good luck in that. They ain't got no money.
Oh, and don't ever claim you got a moon rock because they'll come knocking on your door.
The only way I'm going to get a moon rock is if I go get it myself.
now, wait a minute. I thought you could actually find moon rocks on the Earth.
Well, yeah, you can.
You can.
And maybe from Mars as well.
They're
Mostly
rare.
in Antarctica.
Yeah, because they got blown away from the moon when they got hit with asteroids and landed on Earth.
Yeah.
But you
can
can't find them.
You can find all kinds of stuff, but as to how practical it is to mount a search for it, it helps if you know the general area that something exploded over first.
Now, if I'm in my backyard working in the garden and I get hit for Tesla, you know who I'm suing.
Tesla. Oh.
So
Well,
whoever's
honey, if
driving-
you get hit with a Tesla, then you ain't gonna be alive to do no suing.
Well, they're
It's
so
in a-
small, you could probably stop one with your foot.
Well, there is one in space right now.
The odds
Did-
of you
did
getting
you-
hit by a Tesla from outer space are incredibly low, but not impossible.
Oh, I thought you meant somebody driving a Tesla and hitting you.
Well,
The,
technically, there is sort of someone driving it.
And once again, I think they would get the worst end of the damage as opposed to you.
He would have to have already been involved in a collision to divert it from its current orbit, which is not coming that particularly close to Earth. Didn't say it wasn't possible. I just said it would have to have been. Did you see the link to the book?
Yeah, I've got it scrolling on the bottom. It's posted
okay.
in all the.
It's everywhere. It's all I see
everywhere.
right now.
But the Tesla is supposed to come back into a close Earth orbit in like 2035.
orbit or its orbit.
It's in an
will come
orbit.
close to
It's in
Earth.
an orbit that will bring it back closer to Earth.
Okay,
Yeah.
that
So
makes
it'll-
Pass
I
by.
think I'm going to be busy that day.
And
I think it probably doesn't have enough gas to slow down and go into orbit around Earth.
well, they're talking about sending a starship after it.
Now that's a Rendevorous I want to see because they got to play from the soundtrack for the movie Heavy Metal. They've got to play Radar Rider when they go in and scoop that thing out.
Yeah.
I mean, but wouldn't that be a nice?
They got to be real careful if they're going to do that, because that
Yeah.
thing is booking. Oh my gosh!
It's got some speed to it, yeah.
But how do you think the scientists down here would like to have a piece of space junk that's been up there for at that time 15, 20 years? Well, 15 years.
What?
I mean, it would be a great study piece.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of space junk, apparently the Russians have been using this type of rocket booster for years for getting this type of satellite into a higher orbit. So the boosters, they put the satellites in the higher orbit, get rid of the satellites, and then the boosters sit here. But they've still got fuel on board. And apparently they've done that. I think they've put 55 of these things in orbit. 33 of them, as of 2 days ago, have exploded in orbit, throwing space junk everywhere. And apparently, when this one exploded, it threw 16 trackable pieces of debris.
That's some big pieces. Well, fairly reasonable size. Yeah.
I have the answer.
Stuff that's tiny, but
I have the lady and gentleman. I know who we could send up to get the Tesla space junk.
Andy Griffith.
Freedom Gundam.
Oh,
He will do it.
okay.
I was thinking Andy Griffith. He would.
Salvage one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They've got it.
We'd have done it wholesale.
No. I say send up the far out space nuts.
Same thing.
Or lost saucer.
So, does this kind of conversation
Happen often. Yes.
No, does this kind of
You can shoot
conversation
it down.
sound good for a 1 to 2 hour show of nothing but that kind of discussion?
Yeah, a 1 hour show, especially with your following, it could grow and become pretty much a big channel.
Okay.
If you play your cards right.
That was just perfect, Dan.
Just not aces and eights. And make sure you have your back to the wall.
Wall.
What? I was just looking up your meteor and getting pictures of the meteor coming in. And while I was looking at all the pictures, I found this. Death wears bunny slippers.
You got a weird search engine.
Yeah, you do.
Hang on a minute. Let me show you where it sent me. I have no idea where it sent me here.
If it's cosplay deviants, don't put it on.
At least it is in one of those websites that Carl gets hooked into every once in a while.
Nuclear missile combat crew, death wears bunny slippers. Why that came up when I'm looking up meteors, I don't know.
Somebody's
That's
sitting at
weird.
home driving.
That's even
Stephanie, we need to get you one of those.
I would wear it.
Put it on your NASA. Put it on your NASA jacket. Make everybody wonder what the heck you really did at NASA.
Oh man, you know what? There's enough misinformation about that as it is. The conspiracy theorists are like, NASA's got classified, projects. No, NASA doesn't even have a classification system. The DoD uses classification systems. NASA
Really?
does not.
If it's classified, it ain't
Stephanie was
NASA.
part of the NASA crew that invented Photoshop so they could fake the moon landing.
I know you, and I know where I'm going to see you. Okay, so you just better behave and not do something like
Never.
that to me. because I will fix your little red wagon.
And I'll buy you a copy of photos. Yeah.
That's like trying to tell a beagle, "Don't eat my piece of bacon,"
We all know.
and then walk away from the table.
We all know the moon missions were fake. They were done by Stanley Kubrick, but being the perfectionist, it had to be on location.
I have been on podcasts and I have had people come on and rail at me for being a liar and a just and there are a few things that will get me angrier faster, but not many. So,
You remember that one guy got in Buzz Aldrin's face, told him to admit that he faked the moon landing. Buzz knocked him the hell out.
Yes. And I was like, "Go, Buzz!"
Don't stop there. Pick up a chair.
What got Buzz pissed off is he threw that Bible in front of him and said, "Swear on the Bible."
Yeah.
And according to one of the rumors, that little 5-minute silence after they landed on the moon,
Mm-hmm.
Buzz had a communion ceremony.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that they did that to keep it, to keep the atheists from losing their damn minds.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they have anyway. So,
but yeah, it's somebody does that to me to my face, and yes, I'm liable to pull a Buzz.
And remember, folks, I built her a ray gun. She knows how to use it.
Stephanie,
Yes, sir.
we'll see if we can't get you some NASA brass knuckles, but we'll make them out of Inconel. And right across the front of them, NASA.
in worm font.
In worm font.
Yes.
And the other one will say,
anytime the flat earthers or conspiracy theorists give you any crap, to say, it's in reverse too.
So it prints correct.
In the forehead, it leaves a NASA emblem.
and the other one will say moon.
I'd just be happy with the two skull rings that the Phantom has.
I was thinking the same thing, Bill.
Yep.
To have a little bitty skull down at the bottom.
Would you piss off the Punisher?
Nope.
Oh, no, just Stephanie.
The NASA rocket. The little.
There it is.
Excuse me.
Everyone that used to work at NASA got these issued just to deal with conspiracy theorists.
I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. Is he okay?
I don't know where I could get any Inconel, but I know somebody can build you a pair of brass knuckles.
I just texted Laura saying that this is what I just said on the air, and then I did the 3 little dots so she would have to wait for it. And then after that, I said, that's like telling a beagle not to eat your piece of bacon and walk away from the table. And then right after that, I said, I blame the coffee.
So you did get some of the Black Rifle coffee.
A long time.
Yep. I blame the Black Rifle coffee. Believe it or not, I do have another one in the fridge. I had to go to Rural King Tuesday to get more suet for the birds because they're eating me out of house and home.
We've had that issue too. We've gone through. We bought 4 cases of suet. We're down to our last one.
I'm going to start weaning them off. I'll keep a bird feeder with regular bird seed and that in there. Now I don't
mind because we got really cool birds.
Yeah, and there are some birds that are totally ground feeders, and they don't fly up. But even a lot of the ground feeders
We get
were
the Georgia
getting up
state
on the
bird.
suet cage.
Yeah, the Georgia state bird is the brown thrasher, and he tends to be a ground bird
Hmm.
most of the time. If the chipmunks will leave him alone.
Well, the starlings are typically ground
Alvin!
feeders, and I've been seeing them on the suet feeders, and they're way too big for it. It's like a crow getting on there or something.
Oh, we put out peanuts for the blue jays occasionally.
Lindsay had a suet feeder hanging outside the cat pen so that the birds would not be ambushed. And apparently, one of the raccoons in the woods is into parkour, so the entire suet cage disappeared.
Wow.
The whole thing. Oh my god.
The whole cage.
That's why I don't have cedar
Thank you,
feeders
Sarah.
anymore, because the squirrels will just rip them apart.
Oh, we got a squirrel proof one. They make them now that are made out of
Good night, sir.
private fence. Yeah.
I have a squirrel proof one I bought at Rural King that's a hanging tube feeder that if the squirrel jumps on there, it lowers the perch and they can't get at the feed. And that's been working really good, although the what few squirrels I have don't try to climb my shepherd's hook too often.
Excuse me.
But yeah, they're just I know, in the summertime you're really supposed to wean them off of the bird feed, at least the majority of it, if not entirely, because you don't want them to be too dependent on it. But I do like seeing the birds out there and Laura's the same way. She puts them outside the window, and her cats sit in the window all day long, mesmerized by the birds.
That's one of the problems we have in our neighborhood is too many predators for birds.
Mm-hmm.
We have dogs and a pig. So the cats and the red-tailed hawks and the owl. We have one owl who's actually kind of gutsy. He'll come over there, pay attention to what's going on in our yard, but apparently he's not going after any of our birds. So,
Not with a pig guarding them, no.
Well, we got the red-tailed hawks and the great horned owls, and I'm trying to think of the other kind of owl that we have over here. I forget.
and we got buzzards. So
we have turkey buzzards here, but the coyotes are my worst fear with any of them.
Yeah.
Had a little female calico cat outside that I was feeding for a couple of weeks, and now I haven't seen her for about 3 weeks. And I did hear the coyotes yipping Saturday before last, real early in the morning. And they're out in the cornfield and they're quite a ways away, so you don't hear, you got to kind of strain to hear them. But they were very, very close.
Hey, Dan Darden. I'm sorry. We were using peanuts to try and get the crows to come in, but I only live about a mile from the landfill. And there ain't I cannot compete with the landfill when it comes to food for crows.
Yeah. Now you do,
or seagulls.
you do
we
have
don't get
to
any
be
seagulls
careful
down here.
about the cheap
Go to the dump.
of bird
Our
seed.
dump, we don't get.
We had got some bargain basement bird seed, and what we thought was millet along with the corn and the sunflowers turned out to be hemp seeds.
Oops.
And when the
Your birds don't want to fly nowhere.
when the birds scattered the seed from the bird feeder into the yard, these strange little plants came up that I had to mow down really quick before I attracted attention from the local county Mounties and their helicopter, which flies all over the place with their IR detector looking for anything.
That's why you grow it with your tomato plants.
No, it's a different IR signature from any other plant. They're very easy to detect with one of those things. So now,
The
and
trick,
it
the
was
trick is tomato
not
plant,
cannabis, it
pot
was
plant,
hemp.
tomato plant, pot plant.
Well, it wasn't marijuana. Hemp is a cannabis plant.
Right.
In the same family, yeah.
Yeah.
Now we actually we had a block and tackle with a real hemp rope in it hanging in the barn for years that we used to stretch barbed wire fence when we were stringing fence line around the property. And one summer, there was a seed still attached to the rope that sprouted while it was hanging in the wall on the barn. And this was when I was of the age to actually know what it looked like. So it must have been after I'd started college. And I told Dad about it. I go, you need to pinch that off and get rid of it real quick before the cops show up.
I think they have some. I'm trying to think of where I saw this. It was either Meyer or Rural King, but they have a bird seed that has hemp hearts in it.
Yeah.
Now, I know you can buy hemp hearts to cook and bake with as well. You'll find it in the baking aisle with the organic sugar and all that stuff. But didn't realize they had it for the birds too.
Evidently, it's really cheap. So it got mixed in with the millet seed, which it greatly resembles, and the sunflower, cracked corn, and whatever else that they put in this stuff.
Now, our crows will eat the squirrel corn, and that if you want to attract them as well too, which I get everything at Rural King now because they have a wonderful selection of suet, and it's 79 cents a cake. You can't even touch that anywhere else around here. I think the next cheapest is Walmart, which is like $1.60 something. And theirs is junk.
I used to take old satellite dishes that had been taken off the roof and replaced, attach it to a tree out in the edge of the woods, drill a couple of drainage holes for rainwater to run through, and use that. Put ears of corn, dried corn, and whatnot in there for the deer to walk up and munch out of at a convenient height for a deer.
Mm-hmm. Well, just like the suet feeder, they do have an actual little spiral metal thing that you can stick one ear of corn in if you want to hang it up and not have the animal run off with the whole ear. You could do it that way. So if you want to watch them, but still that it only fits one. It can fit a large ear, but it only fits one ear though.
With the local deer, they wander up in the yard and eat the fermented muscadimes and get drunk and kind of stagger around the backyard. Came home from LibertyCon one year. There's a deer standing there in the backyard, and I went out there to see just how close I could get, and I got within about 6 feet, and then she noticed me and staggered into the woods, and that's when I figured out she'd been in the muscadimes because we didn't pick them that year.
I was camping up at Harrison Bay Park and had one come up and under the canopy of under our awning attached to the camper and stick its head in the door while we were in there.
Carl and Donna will tell you over at Kickapoo State Park here, just 2 miles north of me, they tell you you're not supposed to feed the animals, but they do anyway, and you can have them eat them right out of your hand, Michaela.
Yep.
Yeah, that's also the same state park that I had the run-in with the raccoons and my chicken crackers.
Yeah, I remember you telling that story. It's been a while. but
What?
Go for it, Joe.
You've seen the pictures of my camper, the little tent camper that I post every
Mm-hmm.
now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a small camper, and it's got it's got like a cover that opens up, folds up underneath where the beds pull out, and it's shelving.
Okay.
So we put, our food, in one of those Starlight totes up under there. About 3:30 in the morning, we hear thump, wakes us up. So I jump up, throw my shorts on, throw my shoes on real quick, get the flashlight and go out. And out from under the camper scurries this raccoon with my box, brand new box, unopened, box of chicken biscuit crackers from Dollar
Yes.
Tree.
Yes.
Have you heard this story?
No. I just
But
know
you
the
know-
product because I like it.
Yeah, me too.
And so do the
So do raccoons.
apparently.
Yeah.
So here I go chasing this raccoon into the woods to get my box of crackers back from him because I knew it wasn't open. He stops and turns around and looks at it, and I'm screaming, "No, leave it alone." He opens the box. And I'm like, "Oh, you son of a..." No. Then he reaches in and pulls the bag up and opens the bag. I mean, beautifully opened the bag.
Probably while watching you the whole time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, watching me the whole time. I'm screaming, "No, no, no, no." Reaches in, grabs one of the crackers and pulls it out. I said, "Don't you dare. No, no." He holds it up and shows it to me and leans in and takes the bite out of it. Needless to say, words really came out loud, and I woke up about half the campground charging this raccoon.
You were
So
like
were you
John
welcome back
Candy.
Were you welcome back at the campground after that?
Needless to say, one guy come out laughing so hard that he had to go over behind the tree. Rangers came around and talked to me the next morning. They said, "Just let them have it." I said, "But it was a brand new box."
It's a campground. You can't get that violent.
Yeah.
He said,
Supposed to
"Do you
share."
have any firearms?" I said, "Is the raccoon still living?"
You should have said, "No, the raccoon took those too."
The raccoon stole my pistol.
No, I would have shot that little bastard. Honestly, when he took the bite, I'd have just, boom, been done with it.
Crackers everywhere.
Okay, so you showed the box of chicken and the biscuit crackers up there a little bit ago, and I think I saw several different styles. It looked like one of them might have been the older style from the 60s or the 70s, and that put me in mind, does everyone remember the other crackers that Nabisco did that they do not do anymore? The bacon flavored thins. They were kind
Those
of
were
an
my
oval.
all-time favorites.
Oh, I loved them. And they
Those
had
were my
those.
all-time favorites.
It was, I want to say early mid 90s when they stopped making them because of the whole bacon is horrible for you crap that was going around, and it kind of made Nabisco put them out of commission.
Tell that to my 100-year-old grandma.
Yeah.
Bacon thin cheddars.
Yeah, this didn't have cheese or anything like that. They were just called bacon flavored thins.
Yep.
And not long ago, Ritz crackers had a bacon flavored
artificially bacon flavored Ritz crackers.
Yeah, I haven't seen those around in a while either.
They weren't the same. They weren't as good.
No, they're not.
They're bacon flavored. It's different from real bacon flavored.
Now, John's on Google there.
Apparently, I'm looking at Amazon. Apparently, they are out of stock, currently unavailable, of the Ritz bacon flavored crackers. They don't know why.
Basically, it's just a smoky black pepper Ritz crackers. All that is.
I believe they have a new variant called bacon dippers.
Okay.
Which
it's just not as good. It's just not.
Well, let me bring these up here because there's a lot of darn pictures of it. Microsoft.
And here go our ratings through the roof because we're showing pictures of bacon.
Bacon.
There you go. Thank you. Okay, that's the main bacon dippers, smoky dippers.
Oh, okay, that's a little. And you know what? Those look like the bacon flavored thins. That's about the same shape of cracker.
But apparently, these are the hard ones for putting in dipping sauces and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know about that one.
Okay.
Oh well.
Okay. Now
Don't know about that one either. Yeah.
The one thing I have trouble finding, and all my grandmothers had them at the house, Melba toast.
Yes.
And
I liked Melba toast.
They're seasonal around here. You can only find them certain times of the year. Why? And then
I think you find those in the cookie aisle, though, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the little the rye crackers.
Only if you're lucky. Only if you're lucky, Michaela. Oh, and I'm sorry, Dan. I really don't know if we should flash that one or not.
No, that's why I didn't.
It was a good joke, but Joe's trying to get monetized.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say that joke.
Went to Costco today, and they finally, just on a whim, I went and looked in the vegetable section. They've got the portobello mushrooms back.
Oh.
It's been, 3-4 years since the last time I saw them with the portobello mushrooms. And then I was so happy to get them, and I went over to pick up the dog food. They're out of dog food.
Dog food is really tight right now.
I don't know why.
Pet food of all kinds is in scarce supply.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time keeping my cat in food. Just at the time when he wants to eat me out of house and home.
Mm-hmm.
When you need to
get some weight back.
He is gaining weight back. He is.
Good. We've got one.
I have to hunt to find his ribs now, and the spinal processes are a lot less noticeable when you rub him.
We've got one that had lost a lot of weight, and then we discovered that he needed some more medicine. And that has been administered, and now he is basically eating like a horse, which is good because he lost a lot of weight.
Well, my cat's found it. Little bastard.
Your cat,
John, they want enough for those.
Wound up finding cheeseburgers is what your cat's found.
I mean, there's a reason I keep the door shut during the show, because he'll sneak into the room. He'll sneak in here if I got this door open, and just all of a sudden be on the back of the chair, pop me in the head a few times, and jump down.
Yeah, he's hungry. Whether he deserves to be or not. Oh, we've got one that will not leave the living room until 6 o'clock in the morning when my alarm clock goes off, and I wander into the bathroom and sit down, and do the necessary, and all of a sudden, I have a guardian.
Yeah.
Watching for intruders. I'm just going, Cat, if you wanted to snuggle, you should have gotten to bed while we were asleep. It's a little late now. Once Mr. Alarm Clock has gone off, time is no longer my friend.
Well, I'll take a shower, and I got to keep him locked out. Otherwise, he'll open the curtain up on me and scream and holler. And the other day, I pulled the curtain back, and I looked, and there's his old arm underneath the door.
My cat used to do that.
He's just trying to find out what you did to get soaked that badly by the spray bottle.
Getting back to the bacon dippers for a minute, because we could be talking about world peace and bacon is still more important. Those dying Canadians are really proud of their I've found bacon dippers. Man, careful what you say there. And Carl's writing it down. There's a new hashtag for the green room tomorrow night.
Yeah, Bill, you really should avoid caffeine from now on.
I blame the coffee.
Dude, I love you like a brother, but it does weird things to your metabolism. Just let me tell you.
Well, they want $9.45. Those Canadians, because that's where this product is imported from.
That's
Canadian money or real money?
You got to add 25.
I don't know. Let's see. Who do we know in Canada that maybe can get them for us a little cheaper, if not free?
Willow.
Zach and Willow.
You could
Yeah,
buy
but
rocket mail.
to ship it back down is.
I know. Well,
Bill,
and I got my buddy Dan Blair too, though.
I was just looking at that very same thing. Read the reviews. It's not good.
Oh, really?
Nobody likes them. Everybody references the Nabisco bacon flavored thins, and they're like, no.
Well, there was.
Rail?
Oh, God. Carl, shouldn't you be going to bed or something?
No, the cat said he could stay up.
And you gotta. I think you ought to do your Sunday morning covert grocery shopping on Saturday or Friday morning. I don't even know what freaking day it is.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't going to point it out.
I'm just going to shut up. I'm not seeing the reviews yet, but I'm seeing legal disclaimers. Oh my God. Oh, customer reviews.
Are you okay, Stephanie?
More or less, yeah. I thought I was going to choke to death there for a minute.
Well, you saw what I ran, didn't you?
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, you know what you should have done?
We're running a little late tonight, folks, so we'll see you. Oh, yeah, this one. Bad purchase, very bland. No bacon flavor at all, in all caps. Tasted like the only ingredients used were flour and water. Matzo crackers taste better than these. Whoa.
Okay.
Not enough bacon taste.
I got to quit drinking.
I got to quit breathing. This stuff ain't healthy.
John.
Yeah, and even the horse made more sense than me.
Don't blame that one on me. Nobody will believe you.
Yeah.
I had both hands up when it started, so.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Will did it.
Somebody smirking behind a beard.
I played that one. Yes, indeed. Oh,
All right, Bill.
Yes.
Have you got any more of that Black Rifle mocha, or is that the only one you bought?
This is the only mocha, but I do have a espresso and cream one still in the fridge. Saving that one for Saturday.
Take that over to Carl's in the morning, please.
Oh, okay.
Just leave it on the front porch. You don't even have to bother them. Just leave it on the front porch. Because I don't think Carl will allow you to have that in the green room.
Don't put a straw in it. The cat will get it.
Yeah.
Boing, 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 boing.
That's all they need is a ricochet cat.
What is that? What is that cartoon animated movie? Over the Hedge.
Oh, yeah.
Have any of y'all seen, Stephanie, have you seen that?
I've seen bits and pieces of it. I've never seen the whole thing.
There's this squirrel that needs to break into this house, and they figure he's the only one fast enough to do it, but he's just not quite fast enough to get past the weed eaters and the lawn mowers and the dogs and all that. So they gave him an energy drink.
Oh, no.
And turned him loose. And then it went into the squirrel's perspective.
Oh, God.
Are we talking Sonic the Hedgehog here?
No. The world stops.
Mhm.
Oh,
The squirrel just strolls. Like, boom, ba-dum, ba-dum. Ooh. Duh. Don't, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
I'm reminded of the episode of Futurama where
I didn't watch that one.
what's his name drank all the cups of coffee, ended up saving everybody from the fire. Bender's friend, the red-headed kid. I can't think of his name now. Right. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And they were at some event and there was a fire. And because he was all hyped up on the caffeine from the coffee, he was able to zip around like the Flash and grab people and pull them away and pull burning embers and timbers out of the way from having it fall on somebody, all because he was all hyped up on coffee caffeine.
They kind of borrowed that, or may not have borrowed that from a X-Men movie featuring Quicksilver.
Yes, I remember that. That was
Sweet
absolutely.
dreams are made of this.
That was just awesome. That whole sequence.
Lord have mercy. Well, are we all calm now? Like anybody cares.
Are you nervous, Senor Cat? Yep.
Oh, Lord.
So when I get on Google, I'm always seeing all these little suggested articles for me to read. And supposedly they might be coming out with a live action Voltron movie. Yeah. And I wished Ryan Permison was still in the chat, which I highly think that he had left, because he would be the one to ask about that. He's into the anime a lot. Good night, Carl.
Good night, Carl.
He's had enough.
Good night, Mrs. McGillicuddy, wherever you are. Oh, what was that lady that... No, it was the gentleman that Neil Armstrong wished good luck to from the moon.
Oh,
Yeah. No, I'm not going to tell that story, and neither is Stephanie. We hope.
well, I'm trying to remember. Good luck, Mr. Gorski.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Chicago Blackhawk hockey player.
Not quite. No, he had a wish list that apparently that would not be granted until the kid next door walked on the moon. And Neil Armstrong was the kid next door. So was that G-rated enough?
I think so, yeah.
Oh Lord. I
Oh,
remember so many things. It's too bad that most of them are not ready for prime time.
I am running out of gas, guys.
Aw, come on, Joe. You only got 27 minutes.
Bill, fax him a coffee.
Yeah.
I got to lay off that stuff
Right
too.
through the screen.
Yeah, really.
Oh.
No, that don't work.
I tried.
Yeah. For a minute there, I thought John was fixing to play a prank too, but no.
Well, for a second there, I thought he was petting the cat because I couldn't see what it was he was bringing up.
Just petting his hydration bottle.
I love the fact it's got the little thing on the top, but it just doesn't put out enough water. That's
What Chatacon year is that one?
extra large.
Oh,
Well, it disappeared.
Midnight motivation.
It's kind of funny that year
yeah.
was just, and all the shirts said Chatacon XL. So,
Well, I remember
technically all the shirts were extra large.
I just about spewed. You should watch when I got the great big purple bottle up here.
Well, I was there the year it was Triple X.
That was LibertyCon. We were all there except for Bill.
I was there. You didn't see me.
Yeah,
I didn't see me.
You'd had too much coffee that day.
I didn't see nothing that day. So
Ricochet Rabbit got nothing on you.
no, that thing of John's would do me no good. I got to have my big old heavy duty 34-ounce Yeti tumbler.
This one glows in the dark. Trust me, you come home on a bender and you're hungover in the dark, you're trying to hydrate, this thing comes in handy.
This one has a much bigger mouth on it.
Yeah. Of course, I've taught Dan the magic trick to
And
partying at conventions.
The label has been removed for your protection.
You drink one of those before you head out,
And a lot of water.
and a lot of water. Then when you come in, you take another one of those, and a lot of water. You wake up the next morning wondering, wow, it is so beautiful. The birds are singing. It's wonderful. How's everybody doing this Sunday morning at the convention?
And you
People
get
are-
slapped in the
They
face
say,
so many times.
Is that one?
"Shut
of
up, Joe Dog. It's 2:00 in the morning."
Yeah, the little
that
B12.
Let-
Yeah, the B12s.
I've got one with the label still on it.
Is it got caffeine in it?
I don't think it does. Dan will have to look at the label.
Dead
Okay.
soldier.
I don't think they've got caffeine.
Because that might be something I could have.
Does it? Dan, headphones.
Why? I don't need to hear you to show you the bottle.
Well, we need to know, does it have caffeine in it?
should be
make these letters
glad
anymore.
that I didn't answer that with my first impulse.
Uh-huh.
Contains about as much caffeine as a cup of premium brewed coffee.
She can't have them.
2.15 milligrams.
But you know, dude,
2.15 milligrams.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Why is
decaffeinated
Bill-
coffee has caffeine in it, though.
And that's
Yeah, I
mixed in
know.
with about 8 other
Yeah.
things.
Now, I drink Glacial vitamin water. It's blueberry, acai, pomegranate, whatever the heck the flavor is, and no caffeine in it. It's got your B12, your B6, vitamin C, vitamin D, selenium, all that good crap.
R and
And
C and me and chimpanzee agreed.
And I drink it for the B12 mainly because of my low red and white blood cell counts.
I am looking at the label here, and I could not pronounce
half.
6 out of the 7 things here back when I was in a chemistry class and actually could pronounce stuff.
Hey, the best way to get people to stop eating junk food is make them read the labels.
Oh,
Civicilious phosphate,
yeah. Somebody did
chloride.
that. Here's a warning label about all the chemicals that's in this substance that's in your body right now. And it turns out it's blood.
Well, you know that dihydrogen monoxide will get you every time.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You do not want to overdose on dihydrogen monoxide.
That stuff is too thick to breathe, let me tell you.
Yeah, it is.
And you can overdose on it.
You can.
Yes,
I mean, actually drink so much that
you die. Yes.
Mhm.
There was a lady participating in a radio show competition that actually consumed so much dihydrogen monoxide that she died.
We had a guy in Iraq. He was a mechanic working on a truck, and he was sweating his butt off because where he had to work. He just kept drinking water. And eventually, he basically flushed out all his electrolytes.
Yeah, that's really, really bad.
So I'm reading the contents of Yoo-Hoo, and you know the high fructose corn syrup, whey milk, non-fat dry milk, corn syrup, solids, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden you get to xanthan gum,
Mhm.
whatever.
That's in ice cream, though.
Yeah.
Well, it's a thickener. It's vegetable derived.
Machamide, vitamin B3, palmitate. Oh, riboflavin. You know it's good when it's got riboflavin.
Yeah, my dogs love riboflavin. It's in all their dog food.
Yeah.
I've got to read this post from my daughter.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Breastfeeding and having a baby that's teeth have cut through. Ouch.
Huh.
These are the times that try a woman's soul.
And she says she's going to do it till the baby's born. I give her about 2 more months before she gives up.
I wonder if nip and nipple have the same root word.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Pretty
That's
sure
probably
they do.
where they got their name.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lord. Well, good luck on... I'm not even going to say that. This is not the green room. Sorry. Mm-mm.
I'll go ahead and say it, Dan. You know, this show's going in the archives anyway tonight.
Wait a minute. All right, Dan, say what you got to say.
Oh,
Nope.
Oh, I got it ready.
No. Uh-uh.
Good night, everybody.
I am unfortunately old enough to know where to draw the line. Unfortunately, I'm not old enough to know how quickly to draw it.
Well, Stephen Perry will tell you where to draw the line.
Oh,
I
I
found.
told you
Or
when I
no,
went
Steven Tyler and Joe Perry.
when I went
Sorry.
down to Huntsville, I met I think his name's Ron Paulson, the
Oh, I know.
voice actor.
Yeah.
Uh, he does Pinky and one of the Animaniacs and all that.
Mhm.
And y'all remember when I was doing my Pinky and the Brain quotes in the mornings?
Uh-huh.
Of course we do brain, but how are we going to get a fish to wear trousers? Or a goldfish to wear trousers? I told him about that one. He started laughing. He says, how does it go again? I said, I think so, brain, but how are we going to get a goldfish to wear trousers? And he goes, and he did it. And started slapping the table, going, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. I said, take it, use it. Little did I know, sitting right next to him was Brain.
Yeah.
Oh no!
And they start slapping the table. And he wrote it, the guy that does Brain wrote it down
Mm-hmm.
and says, you give permission. I said, yeah. I even signed permission given, Joe.
You do realize they were guesting on one of the songs by postmodern jukebox.
Jukebox.
Yeah.
Postmodern Jukebox did Pinky and the Brain, and
And
they
they were
did a cameo.
The bartenders.
Yes. It was one of those things where I had to pause the video several times before it was finished because I was afraid I was going to fall out of my chair. Oh, heavens.
Rob Paulson is actually a throat cancer survivor, if I remember correctly.
And I'm going to tell you, he's a tall fella. He's almost maybe a little taller than you, Dan.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's not difficult, but.
And you may have him by about 15, 20 pounds.
Oh, believe me. Now it's probably closer to 50. I'm closing in on 300 pounds now.
And of course,
yeah. Well, my wife is a good cook.
Tell her to stop.
I went from 135 to it's getting up close to 190 at the moment if it's not over, and it's not summertime, so I'm not sweating it off yet.
Reading the ingredients just didn't help you, did it, Dan?
I don't read the ingredients when she cooks. I just eat as fast as I can. I'm afraid somebody will take this good stuff away from me.
We're going to tell her to stop including the riboflavin in all your food from now on.
I think it's more the biscuits. I did notice a sudden surge when she started cooking breakfast biscuits for me. I mean, homemade biscuits with scrambled egg and sausage and cheese and hash browns and more sausage and salsa for the hash browns and
salsa.
Yes. I put salsa on my hash browns. Fight me if you want to.
I was trying to show my steps. Tap it again. I'm at 7,300 today. It
looks
gone.
like trying to call you.
Yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days in a row I've met and exceeded my 6K step goal for my 6,000 steps. And, but the dang weather is not being cooperative. And so I have to go somewhere and walk up and down aisles and stuff because I'm not a mall walker. That's just too boring. So I'll do it when I go grocery shopping or something like that. Or buying this thing today at Walmart.
Bill, that's what I was going to tell you. Say, go to Walmart, but make you a list and pick up one item from hardware, and then go get one item from the grocery store and one item from hardware or
camping gear.
Yeah. I go up and down every aisle, and I know these people got to know me for coming in there. And I push a cart with one hand because I got to have this hand free. Otherwise, it won't register that I'm taking a step. If I have both hands on the shopping cart, then I did myself in. And which they're saying, now, Bill, come on, you're still getting the exercise, whether it shows it on your watch or not. And I realize that. But I still like seeing it on my watch. And so far, my record is 14 days. And I want to beat that. So I'm, closing in.
We need to introduce
days?
Bill. We need to introduce Bill to Wilder Tower.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't do steps. I up and down because of my knees. I'm bone on bone on both knees.
The factory gave us this little with a rather cheap pedometers, and I tried clipping it onto my shirt sleeve or whatnot, and it turns out I don't swing my arms enough for it to register. But I clipped it to my pants cuff, and then it started counting my steps because it was actually being swung by my steps. So turns out I put in about 7 to 10 miles a day at work.
Yeah, she killed her Fitbit. 35,000 steps a day.
It just couldn't do the math.
Well, my BPM right now is 70, but I've been sitting. Even though I thought it should have raised up after drinking the coffee, but yeah, my mom used to have one that she wore on her ankle when she was a nurse at St. Elizabeth's Hospital. And she wore it for one day. And then I noticed it was sitting on the dining room table for about the next week. And I said, Mom, are you forgetting to wear well, my brother called it her ankle bracelet that she got from the police department.
Ankle monitor. Yeah.
Yeah. And she said, no, she said, I seen how many miles I walked the very first day. And she said, I don't want to know anymore. You don't think about it, so you don't think you're doing as much. And I will say, Laura, when she goes to work, when I'm struggling to do 7,000 or 8,000 steps and patting myself on the back after doing it, then she shows me how many she's done in 5 hours at work, which has doubled mine. Easily. And that's just working back. And then sometimes she's on the register. So it's not like she's walking back and forth all the time, those 5 hours either.
I had one job at the factory where I would take 3 steps to the left and then take 3 steps to the right, then take 3 steps to the left and take 3 steps to the right, running one machine. And I was putting in about 8 miles a day with that little 6-step progression, back and forth and back.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys, before I get one of those watches, I'm buying a banana yellow trench coat and fedora.
Well,
I can talk on my watch,
I can too.
just like Dick Tracy. Yep.
This is my help I've fallen and I can't get up device.
Oh,
Because I'm handicapped and I'm here alone now, and it's a 2-story house. If I fall, there's nobody to know for days unless I have something within reach to call. And so yes, I can call. It can also detect falls and call emergency for me. So if I clock myself and knock myself out, then it will call emergency.
yeah,
So
mine does too.
I should have bought Lindsay an Apple Watch instead of a flare gun.
Yeah.
It's not an Apple. Well, it's a Samsung Galaxy Watch.
Okay.
That's what mine is. Yep. They're wonderful. I bought mine secondhand off of eBay for like $150 less than what you would have bought it new. And mine
but
was.
if you fall down, the ambulance is going to go to the original owner's house.
You know what? Oakwood Rescue is right across the street from where I live. They don't have far to go. And they've been here once already about 2 months ago, so they know where I live.
I went to my cell phone service provider, and I talked to them about it, and they sold it to me and added it to my service. And so I pay a monthly fee to pay off the phone and a monthly fee to add it to my service. And I'm paying like $25 extra a month.
Yeah.
And that's all. So
I have straight talk through Walmart. So I bought my phone outright, and then I do the $35 a month, which I thought was good until I was setting up Laura's dad's first smartphone, which his is almost identical. I have a Motorola Moto E, and his is a Motorola Moto Pure, which basically it's about the same phone. But he has his through Track Phone, and he pays $199 per year, unlimited everything. And I thought, man, I want that price.
My phone is a Motorola One, so.
Oh yeah. I had the first generation Droid for a long time.
Y'all excuse me? My hay fever is just going nuts.
We understand. Mine's killing me too. Oh.
I was just about to say we're coming close to the end.
You're right.
Yes.
Hmm.
You were talking about your hay fever, Stephanie. It reminded me, Laura, she had rotator cuff surgery a couple of weeks ago, so she's off for a while. And I took her a pet stroller in case she wanted to go take her cat out for a walk for a stroll in the stroller. And she had opened up the windows a few days ago when it was still warm. And she started sneezing, so she couldn't go. I thought she was talking about herself, but I guess it was the cat. The cat's got seasonal allergies, and she said now she can't take him out for a while.
My previous cat had hay fever, and the vet said, go get some children's liquid Benadryl. Here's a syringe. Give her 1 cc every day. And so I did, but it turns out that cats don't like liquid Benadryl, but cats also can't spit. So that was really interesting because she would run around the room, foam, and but never really actually spitting. But boy, you could tell it's drooling everywhere.
What'd she get a hold of? What'd she get a
Children's liquid Benadryl
Oh.
for her allergies.
Have you ever seen a cat eat a lightning bug? They only do it once.
I imagine
Yeah.
now I can't remember the name of the chemical.
They look like they've gone plumb rabid. They foam at the mouth and they're
luciferin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was actually one of the kids that collected lightning bugs, my sister and I, for Oak Ridge Laboratories when they were working on the formula to make glow sticks back in the 60s.
When I was a kid, I fed a lightning bug to a frog one time.
How'd that go over?
Frog goes, ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. I'm not joking.
And glow.
I'm not joking. I sat there going, what on earth?
All right, guys.
I don't know what I expected, but that was not it.
It's that time. It's time to say good night, everybody.
Good
Bye
night,
con Dios, amigos.
Hold on a minute.
On the other side, those of you who choose to join me.
Follow.
I'll be over there shortly, Dan.
All right.
Yeah, same here.
And I'm going to bed, guys. I explained to you guys why I'm wore out, so I'll talk to y'all. I'll explain to you later.
Take care, Joe.
All right. Good night, y'all.
Stop eating lightning bugs, Joe.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
I have slipped the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand, and touched the face of God.